Hey, welcome to a special episode of ChatterBeans, where every cup holds a story. I'm your host, Isaac Kong, and today I'm taking a little look back at Season 1 and some of the most standout moments from the first 15 episodes. Creating this podcast has honestly been such a joy. The dream was simple: sit down with real people, hear real stories, and share life lessons, advice, and those golden nuggets of wisdom we pick up along the way. All over a great cup of coffee. And wow, what a journey it's been. I've had conversations with some incredible humans from all corners of the globe. From Hong Kong to Taiwan, from the US to the UK. Each with something honest, surprising, or just plain heartwarming to share. So settle in, maybe grab your own cuppa, and let's rewind through some of my favourite moments so far. First up, someone who had me properly cracking up, the brilliant Asher Forth. This moment still makes me grin every time I hear it. Asher really stuck with me, not just for the laughs, but for the stories he shared both on and off mic. We've got a surprisingly similar upbringing, and chatting with him felt like catching up with an old friend. His message about self-sufficiency really hit home. Honest, grounded, and full of heart.
Friends there, so I felt a bit in charge. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I knew I could do it. Like I've had to depend on myself a lot. Like growing up, like I've worked jobs since I was 13. Like I've always worked, and I've always been self-sufficient.
Have you?
And it's not because I couldn't ask for help if I needed it, but I always wanted. It was more rewarding to be self-sufficient. Like I didn't want to just ask for handouts or. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I wanted to work hard and get to where I wanted to be myself.
Nice. What did you do? Some of the jobs? I'm intrigued now.
I was the newspaper boy in the village
me too.
for 5 years.
5 years?
Yeah, since I was 13.
Like an everyday one or a weekly one?
Just the weekends. And it was like £8 a shift. So I earned £8 a week.
How many papers?
But at third, I can't even think now. It was the whole village, so it was a fair few.
Okay.
It took me like just an hour and a half. So
that's okay.
That's okay.
£8.
Yeah, it was fine.
You were 13.
And I saved up all of that money and I bought an iPad.
Did you?
Yeah, I just didn't take any money out and I bought an iPad myself. It took me a long time.
That's really impressive.
Like that's what I wanted to be self-sufficient.
That's
and
so
get my
impressive.
Own things.
Yeah.
So newspaper boy. I was a pot washer for a bit. Then what did I do after that? I was a pizza delivery guy as soon as I got my driving license.
For a chain?
Oh no, just like
local.
Just the local pizza shop in Stockton.
Stockton.
Yeah, it was.
Love it.
Rough.
Really?
It was a really rough area, and I was sat outside like just waiting in the car for the pizzas, and I was just terrified.
Did your car smell of pizza?
Oh yeah, it was awful.
I couldn't do that.
It wasn't even. It was my mum's car.
Oh,
and I felt terrible, but like it was bringing in the money.
Good mom. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She wasn't using the car. I might as well make some money off it. Pizza delivery. I was a waiter. Then when I got to drama school, I was another waiter at GBK, and then I was a singing teacher. Oh,
You've done lots of
I've
things.
done lots of
Yeah.
things. Done lots of things.
Where does that drive come from to be self-sufficient?
I don't know. You know, I think So the place I went to school, it wasn't a private school, but it was like a good school. Do you know what I mean? It was one of the ones that people wanted to go to, and I just happened to be in the right catchment area. It wasn't like
right.
It was just we were just lucky.
Yeah.
So I grew up around a lot of like quite rich, not rich, like just people who were well off.
Well off, yeah.
And I wasn't. So being surrounded by that, I never had what other people had. And the only way I was going to get that is if I worked for it. So I just wanted to have that like financial stability and be able to get things for myself that I wanted. Because I'm not going to ask my mum for like money for an iPad. Like, because I know that's going to like
set her back,
affect her. Like, so I'll just get it myself. So yeah, I think
we have a very similar upbringing.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah,
Love
my dad
that.
brought 3 of us up on his own.
Oh, wow.
So I have the same mentality as you.
Yeah.
That's why I asked and probed.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, how interesting.
Yeah, I just,
Creates a different type of drive, I think.
yeah. Because when you have things handed to you, I feel like you don't want things as badly because you can just have it whenever you want. Whereas if
Yeah.
it's something that you need to work hard for,
Mm. In his episode, Asher takes us behind the scenes of his journey into theatre. From the nerves and hustle of drama school auditions to landing a lead role in the iconic Starlight Express. It's a ride filled with grit, grace, and a lot of roller skates. If you haven't already, go and check out his episode. It's one you don't want to miss. Next up, remember how I ask every guest who they'd love to have coffee with? Well, this one lives rent-free in my mind. Christopher Pyne didn't just give us a name, he gave us a whole iconic group and even planned out exactly where he'd take them and what he'd talk to them about. It's hilarious, unexpected, and honestly, kind of genius. Have a listen. If you could have coffee with anyone,
Yes.
dead or alive, who would it be?
Oh,
why?
I'm going to get together a couple of people.
Okay.
Right. So I think we'll bring in Sharon Osbourne. Isn't she an icon? I love her. Me too. I don't know why I want to bring Sharon Osbourne in. That is one of the books that I'm not a reader. I
Okay.
like to buy books sometimes and I never finish them. But that's one of the autobiographies that I've actually finished ever in my
Really?
life a long time ago. Let's bring Sharon in. Let's bring Vivienne Westwood to the table. She's an icon, obviously no longer with us. Very inspiring person. I met her before.
Have
on
you?
a flight. Yeah. Didn't have the opportunity to chat to her very much, but yeah, let's bring Vivienne in, and let's bring. Oh, I'll tell you another autobiography that I started and finished. She's died as well. Hilary Devey.
I don't
She was an
know.
amazing woman. She used to be on Dragon's Den. She used to wear the shoulder pads with the
Yes.
hair. Yeah.
Yes.
So she was obviously an incredible businesswoman, and I remember
Okay.
reading her story, and she just had a really inspiring story. She had a little bit of a shit life, like when she was in her early stages of starting Palex, which was her first and biggest business, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, so she was amazing too. So yeah, we're bringing 2 people back from the dead,
Yeah, great.
and Sharon Osbourne.
Where are you taking them?
Oh, I think we'll just go to Pret and use my
Go to Pret.
subscription. Because if I'll pay for the coffee separately, because then I'll get 3 points for my perks.
There we are.
And then I can get my free blueberry muffin, can't I?
Fantastic.
Which I won't share with any of them.
What do you want to chat about with them? What do you want to find out? Because you're very clear on who you want.
Yeah. I don't want to have any kind of deep convo,
Just random chat.
random chats. Yeah. Oh, if you were to ask me that question again now, I would probably say Gemma Collins too.
Go on.
Oh, I
Gemma
just
Collins.
love her.
Do you?
I'm mad for Gemma Collins, and I just love the fact that she was on the side of a Wizz Air aeroplane as well.
Was
she
she?
got like a brand deal with Wizz Air.
I never knew.
She's the perfect person. Gemma Collins I just love her. Yeah, I'm like all over that account.
That's
Gemma
amazing.
Reacts Instagram account. So I think it's my most visited Instagram account anyway. So yeah, nothing deep with any of these people. I just want. Actually, do we need to have coffee? Let's have espresso martinis.
Perfect. It's my favourite cocktail.
Gives it a different vibe. Made with cream liqueur though.
Okay. Fantastic.
Yeah.
I would love to be a fly on the wall for that conversation. Fantastic. I ask people who they'd have a coffee with because, in a simple way, it opens a door. It tells us what they value, what moves them, and who's shaped their world. Whether it's a personal hero, a cultural icon, or just someone they wish they had more time with. It's one of those questions that quietly reveals what makes us tick. Now, let's rewind to our very first guest, Lauren Reynolds. She's a personal trainer from Manchester, based here in London, and she came on the podcast to share not just her journey, but her dreams for the future. And one that really stood out, her vision for opening her own fitness space, a studio that brings together people through movement, motivation, and good energy.
I actually bought a book a few days ago on how to open a fitness studio. So that is the goal. By the end of next year, I'm hoping to have found a spot. I am deciding between London and Manchester.
Okay.
So that's my big decision.
What's the things you're considering? Like, what are the big factors?
Location wise.
Yeah, like whether it's Manchester or London.
So obviously London
Cost.
but clientele. I've built my work is here,
Yeah.
and people have. I think there's more demand for personal trainers in London than there is in Manchester. I think maybe because people here have a little bit more disposable income.
Yes.
And yeah, it's just a mass. I think London is just huge on the fitness industry. Like Manchester is, but when I go home, I like struggle to find a class to get to. Like, whereas here, it's like every road, which you could see as like maybe a downside, because is there enough room for everyone? But there is.
Yeah.
Like there is for sure.
Something I definitely, I say this a lot to a lot of people, particularly when they question the membership cost of where we teach.
Yeah.
I think there is a huge shift since COVID in people's priorities.
Agree.
You know, we're only getting more and more members every month, and people are working out more and more. I see it on my Instagram more and more. People are going to, you know, Reformer Pilates. I've just done my first one.
How was it?
It was amazing.
You love
I was
it?
shaking. Every bit of me was shaking. My bum, my core. Like, I'm going to go again tomorrow.
Oh,
Can't wait.
amazing.
But yeah, I think there's been a real shift. Like pre-COVID, it used to be about, you know, I remember Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays going out for dinner. You'd spend a lot of money on food, a lot of money on drink. I think mentality has shifted. So even if there isn't more disposable income, because cost of living, blah, 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 we're not going to get political on here. That's not what we're about. But I think people have got more money. Like, no, they've reprioritized.
Yeah. Yeah,
Would you
more
agree?
money. They want to spend their money that they have on. I completely agree. What is the generation? Is it Gen Z?
Oh God, I don't know.
I don't know,
People
I'm
always
bad
say
at
to me, are you
this.
Z or X?
I
or
actually
what?
don't know. But the generation below me, I've just missed the cut off. Okay, I
You're
don't know
in the
what
same
it
as me,
is.
I think.
Uh,
You're 28, I'm 33.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So we'll be in the same one. But it's just below this that like they are healthy. Like they don't
Yes.
really drink. I know that's like a generalization.
Completely different.
But so different.
Yeah.
Like all my friends' little sisters, and they've got it's amazing to see really, because they just don't have that reliance like we like maybe did or maybe do on like socializing with alcohol. Like they do a lot of like wholesome things, and it's great.
Yeah.
So, but also I think everyone is moving towards every generation is like understands how important it is to stay healthy.
So your business. So yeah.
So that is so just making that decision, and then obviously there's a lot of things that need to be done. My boyfriend's he's really good. He does a lot of work with gyms, so he has helped me think about it properly, and he was just like, it's just step by step, like you just tick one step at a time, and by the time you've ticked all your steps you will have your studio. Like don't get overwhelmed by it.
So you exactly.
Like I can do it,
Yeah.
I think, and
I think everyone can do it, and
100%.
this is one of the reasons I started this podcast. I've had the idea for this podcast. I put it in the kind of intro episode. I've wanted to do this for a really long time. And I think as people, as humans, we get this idea of we have our job and we have our friends, but we don't always follow up on our passions.
Yeah.
And we think that we can't do it, we haven't got enough time or whatever, you know, bit by bit. This hasn't happened overnight.
No.
It's happened fairly quickly. And if you ask people around me, they're like, especially my husband, he will definitely say that I've leaped into this. But I've had the idea for such a long time.
Yeah. And it just took you taking that leap to get it all done.
Yeah.
And now here you are recording
here we
a
are.
podcast.
Like, yeah,
It's
exactly. It didn't just
amazing.
pop up, right?
Yeah.
You know, I've thought about every little bit, the branding, the design, that took some time.
Yeah.
So, I wish you all the luck.
Thank you so
because that's so
much.
exciting.
No,
Do you
I'm
want it to
very
be like
excited.
PT studio or classes or?
A mixture of both. I want it to stay small.
Yes.
I've not got an intention, which maybe, you know, people might be like, huh? Why would you not want like, you know, big gyms everywhere? That's not my goal.
No.
I want to keep it small. I want to keep it really personal. I want to know every face that comes.
Love that.
I work at lots of different studios, all different types, and I can pick out what I think are the best parts of those places and try and make that for myself. Just a place where people want to come and exercise. So yeah, PT and fitness instructing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's super exciting.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait to follow the journey and
Thank
see
you.
how that all
You
goes.
come to my first class.
Yes, totally. A more recent episode came from Guillaume, someone who's really left an impression. He spoke so openly about what it means to live authentically and stay true to who you are. One message that's really stuck with me? Well, finding one part of your body that you don't like and learn to love it. Simple, powerful, and something we could all do a little more of. Since that episode, Guillaume's not only inspired me, but he's convinced me to race with him. We're teaming up for High Rocks Cardiff, doing the men's doubles. So if you're there, keep an eye out for us. We'll be the ones in all the colours, loud and proud, and probably out of breath.
What are some of the big life lessons, bits of advice you want to share with people?
Well, we talked about body confidence, and I know it's not easy
Yeah.
because when you look at the mirror, you see a different image. I'd say the first thing you can do is take one part of your body you don't like and learn to love it. I learned this from my friend Jason. So my friend Jason, amazing guy. He's a rugbyman and he loves crop tops.
Okay.
And he's a fluffy guy and he doesn't mind saying it. And he's like, you know what? I love crop tops. Yes, I've got a bit of belly. Who cares? I love crop tops. And there's so many instances where people's like, why do you do this? And he's like, because I love to.
Yeah.
And he told me, and he's like, if you love something, just go for it. So yeah, I wear short shorts. Yes, I wear skirts. And it's challenging because people will judge you for it.
Yeah.
And then when you realize that those people actually are more busy looking at themselves than at you, I think you'll be a bit freer.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember Taiwanese DJ and music producer Sam Hwang? He's doing amazing things in the music world right now. And word is he'll be making a quick return to London soon. But how did his journey into DJing actually begin? Well, it's quite the story.
Well, so producing and DJing, like taking it seriously for like about 7 years, well, almost 8 years now. But knowing this entire thing, it's been like 11 years actually. And it's super random, man. Like I love basketball, and there's a time in my life where I tore my ACL playing basketball, so I was rehabbing for a long time. And this was end of high school, going to college, and when I was finally able to walk again, I was shopping in New York City, and I still remember this, like, Fifth Avenue, 42nd Street. There's a Zara there, and I was just buying this gray hoodie. And when I was buying it, the clerk just asked me if I was a DJ in the city. And back then, I had no idea what that meant. I was like, "What is that?" She was like, "Oh, it's just people who play music for other people." And because recently we had a lot of DJs coming and buying this particular hoodie, I was like, "Cool, cool, thank you." I took the hoodie, left, and I went back home, just Googled it, and I was like, "This is interesting."
Yeah.
And that's literally it. Then I
So
bought
you
like
didn't know DJing before, or you didn't I suppose you'd never
no,
considered it,
man,
right?
like no, because like where I come from, like I'm from Taipei City, right? Like I was fortunate enough to study abroad, but like I had no clue what this even existed up until I was like 19, 20 years old. And that kind of just a random start.
Yeah.
That's really it.
So you went home, you Googled it, and then what was next? Like, how did you throw yourself into it?
I bought like this $90, it was like virtual DJ set on Amazon, and I just downloaded a bunch of like Martin Garrix songs and like Hardwell music, and I was just switching drops. I was just playing with stuff, learning how to beat match, and watching YouTube videos. And I would just practice.
So you taught yourself.
Yeah, DJing I taught myself.
Federico shared his powerful journey of leaving home in Italy to start afresh here in the UK, walking away from everything familiar to build something entirely new. His story is one of resilience, learning to navigate a new culture, a new language, and carving out a new life. And now, he runs Table 13, a buzzing wine and coffee shop here in Tottenham Hale that's become a real local gem.
You're gonna leave Italy for what?
Yeah.
Especially in
dreaming.
Italy, we got this kind of thing that a safe job is like is something that you can't touch it.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what I
Wow.
decided to leave it, and I end up in Canterbury.
Okay.
I'm in Canterbury because the last
How did
year,
you end up there in Canterbury?
yeah. I ended up in Canterbury because when the last year, obviously being in Italy, I was kind of getting ready myself. Okay, you want to leave?
Yeah.
You want to go in UK? You're gonna need to learn some English.
Yes.
I knew only probably how are you and that kind
Really?
of thing. Yeah, it was terrible. So I started doing a school in the evening, English school in
Wow,
Italy,
nice.
and they organized this week trip in UK in Canterbury.
Okay.
Obviously, I went there, so we were staying in a family there.
Yeah.
When I went in Canterbury, it was like, oh, that's amazing. That's where I want to live. And then I booked the flight to London, and then
One way.
17th of September, one way.
Wow.
Yeah, still one way.
17th, you remember the day?
17th of September. Yeah, I remember when I booked. Say, oh, that's the first my flight. I booked one way. It's still
Wow.
one way.
That's quite a significant moment, booking a one-way flight, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's almost like this is what I'm doing.
I remember that feeling that it was no more, not a joke, but when you go through the last 2 years was okay, thinking what I'm gonna do. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
at some point I was thinking to be a photographer in those resorts in Italy. I was like reinventing myself because
Yeah.
I was 30 years old, 29, 30 years old in that stage. I didn't know a job. I didn't have a profession. Want to do a lots of things, but what
Yeah.
I'm gonna do is I was trying to reinvent myself.
At 30,
At
coming up to 30.
Yeah, I was at zero. Even though obviously the working with my dad gave me a lot of structure of who I am today.
Yeah.
I haven't wasted that time, but at that age, I was like, I was like almost getting out from school, and again, that's
Yeah.
why I feel that's what happened.
Yeah.
It was.
And that's just a taste. There are so many more incredible stories packed into the first 15 episodes. I've had the privilege of speaking with 15 real people from all walks of life, each with their own background, experiences, and lessons to share. What's come through loud and clear is this: every single one of us holds more than meets the eye. We're full of stories, ideas, passion, and quiet wisdom. And so often, we don't get the chance or the space to share them. I'm truly grateful to have been able to bring you these voices, and I hope they've stayed with you like they've stayed with me. If you've enjoyed the journey so far, please, pretty please, hit subscribe, follow the podcast on all of the platforms and social media at chatter.beans. Leave a review and share it far and wide. It really helps more people discover these beautiful conversations. I'll be back in May with season 2, and trust me, there are some incredible stories already lined up, ready to be shared. Until then, keep listening, keep sharing, and above all, keep chatting.